You can sing that with me. Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi.
Shabbat Shalom, Carl.
And Shabbat Shalom to everybody that's in the sanctuary. What a pleasure to see them. Wow.
On this, the Shabbat of Sukkot, with added significance for me, and that this is my last Shabbat as the rabbi of CBI. I will be Rabbi Emeritus hereafter, but it is for me an added joy to see so many of you in the sanctuary on this Sukkot. You know, with Shavuot, which was about 3 months ago, we opened up the sanctuary for the first time. And with Sukkot, we've opened up the kitchen full, like starting tomorrow after our Saturday morning services, there will be lunch. And there'll be dinner tonight as well. So again, a delight to welcome from far and from near into the sanctuary. Because it's Sukkot, the prayers are different tonight. Normally, we do what's called Kabbalat Shabbat, the receiving of Shabbat, which is a series of 6 psalms that lead us through the 6 days of the week that's passed, that lead up to Lecha Dodi, in which we welcome Shabbat as a bride in our midst, and only then do we recite the Psalm of Shabbat, the 29th Psalm. Right before Lecha Dodi, in your Sidurim, on page 22, is a prayer that we have not usually recited on Friday night. And as Carl and I were talking about things to enhance our Friday night, Ana B'Koach is one of the new things that Carl has learned. And what I now pause to appreciate is Carl's Seder. Many of you have spent Friday nights with us for the last 18 months in your homes. And Carl has become an additional guest to be expected every Friday night. And I know that people do it differently. Some do it before dinner, some do it with dinner. And what we've learned is that if we have whatever number listening on Friday night, by Sunday morning, it's about 3 times or more who have participated. So in sum, one of Carl's greatnesses is his desire to always be learning and growing. And tonight, for the very first time, Carl is going to sing page 22, Ana B'Koach. And I say because all these prayers that we're not saying will be, with this prayer, a way to prepare for Shabbat. So a word about Ana B'Koach on page 22. It's composed of 7 lines, which the rabbis will say represent the 7 days of the week. And you'll see every line is composed of 6 words, not unlike the way we shake the lulav and etrog in 6 directions, east, west, north, south, up and down. So one way that the rabbis understand 6 words is to say on each of those 7 days, God is everywhere. God is all around us. But 42, 6 times 7, the number of words in this prayer, also represent what is understood by the Jewish mystics to be God's name, which is composed of 72 letters, 6 times 7. Now, of course, once you say that, they will differ on what the name of God is, composed of 72 letters. 42. 42, 6 times 7, 42. They'll do something with 72 too, but 42. The 42, they'll differ if that it'll say in the Talmud that that's God's mystical name. And some will say it's the first 42 words of the Bible. Others see there are these verses in the Torah that are the same length in Exodus, and some say that's what composes the 42 names, 42 letters for God. One last thing in that regard, and that is that if you, well, I'll bracket that. With that, Carl will now sing to us a mystical, so we don't know when it was written, not unlike the Zohar, that Jewish mystical commentary, in which the rabbis traditionally say was written in Israel in the 2nd century. So this will traditionally be ascribed to Israel of the 2nd century, and not unlike the Zohar, probably Spain of the 13th century. Carl.
Ana pokoa, gudlat yimincha, tatir tzura, kabel rina, amcha sagveinu, tareinu nora. Ana bechoach gudloi mincha, tatir tzura, kabel rina amcha sagvenu, tareinu nora. Nagibor dorshe yechurcha, kivavat shomrein, barchein tarein, rechamim sidkatcha, tamid gomlein, chasin kadosh, chasin kadosh berov tucha, na'ir adetecha, yachid geher amcha pnei, זוכרי קדושתך, שבתנו קבל, ושמע צעקתנו יודע, תעלומו. אנא בכוח, גודלת tatir tzura, kabel rina, amcha sagveinu, tareinu nora.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And with that, as a preparation for Shabbat, we now go to page 27-12 28, the Psalm for Shabbat.
Mizmor shir liyom haShabbat, tov lehodot l'Adonai. Mizmor shir liyom haShabbat, tov lehodot l'Adonai. Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, באמונתך בלילות. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות. צדיק קטמה יפרח, כארז בלבנון יזכה, שתולים בבית אדוני, בכבוד אלוהינו יפריחו. עוד דבדבון בשיבה, דשנים ורעננים יהיו, להגיד כי ישר אדוני, צורי ולא עוולתה בו. עדותיך נאמנו מאוד, לביתך נא בקודש אדוני, לאורך ימים.
As we prepare to recite the first of the two recitations of Mourner's Kaddish, I want to extend condolences to Hal Hurwitz on the passing of his cousin with the funeral this past week, and condolences to Linda Oxman on the passing of her mother this week, Muriel Nadine Shapiro, who will be laid to rest on Sunday afternoon at Pacific View. I invite those observing a yurtzeit or who are in mourning to rise. Page 30, Kaddish Yatom. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, Bi'alma divra kirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, b'galau v'zman kari v'imru amen, Yehei Shmei Rabbah mivarach, le'olam omeo maya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal, Shemei dekudsha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran b'alma v'imru amen, Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chayim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'kol Yoshvei Tevel V'imru Amen. And now our call to prayer, page 39. We rise.
Hide, 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 hide. Yay, hi, di, di, di. Yay, di, 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 di. Yay, yay, di, di, di. Yay, di, di, di. Yay, di, 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 di. Baruch Hu et
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam.
Baruch Adonai
May be seated as we read together in English. Baruch Atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's divisions, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Living and ever-present God, may your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch Atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk.
Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uven laila, Adonai Tzvaot Shemo, Ehel Chai v'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Li'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai, Hamari V'Aravim.
Amen.
Page 40. Avad Olam Beit Yisrael, Amecha Avda, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu, B'shacheinu v'kumenu, Nasiach v'chukecha, V'nizmak b'divrei Toratecha, U'v'mitzvotecha, Li'olam va'ed. Ki hem Yorech Yameinu, Yorech Yameinu, Uvahem Neker Yomam V'layla. Yavatecha al tasir mimenu li'olamim, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam B'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shachbecha uv'kumecha uv'kshartam li'ot al yotecha v'hayu l'totafot b'neinecha uv'chtavtam hamezuzot beitecha Uvisharecha v'hayam
42. Vayam Shemot
Asher
Yishmael.
Nachim et
Hem
Pei
Zalashon.
Mahayom. Vayomer Adonai Moshe lemor. Adonai Elohechem Emet. Let's turn to page 43b, continuing on 44 for a English reading. Let's all read together. You proclaimed the covenant on the seventh day. You declared it and decreed it. We listened and heard it. You loved this day we inherited, delighting in its remembrance, and began its command with the word remember, Zachor. From the time you bestowed it, joy filled the hearts of Jeshurun, the people you redeemed, securing the cause of righteousness. You exalted Shabbat as a sign between us forever. In 6 days your world was formed. On the seventh day you rested. And on this day, Israel, your people rest. To honor your name, they sing songs of praise to the one deserving of praise, willingly accepting God's sovereignty. Then Moses, Miriam, and the people Israel joyfully sang to you, who is like you, Adonai, among the mighty? Who is like you, adorned in holiness, revered in praise, working wonders? They sang Michamocha, Michamocha, Ba'elim Adonai, Michamocha, Yedan Ba'kodesh, Dora Tehilot, Osei Felem, Nora Tehilot, Osei Felem. Torah vanecha boker yam lifnei Moshe ze Elianu v'amru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'ne'emar ki fad Adonai et Yaakov ugalo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch ata Adonai Gal Yisrael. Page 45. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom v'hamidenu Malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom v'hamidenu Malkeinu lechaim. Let's read together in English on page 45. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel, and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us, remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, and you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Ushmor Tzeiteinu Uvoenu Lechaim u'Shalom Me'ata v'ad olam Ufros aleinu Sukkot Baruch atah Adonai Haporei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim v'al kol yoshvei tevel. We rise, page 46. V'shamiru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat la'asot et haShabbat ledoratam berit olam. Asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz v'hayom hashvi Shabbat v'yinafash. Vayidaber Moshe et modei Adonai El Bnei Yisrael Yitkadash v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah V'yalma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon u'yomechon U'v'chayei decho beit Yisrael Bagala Uvizman kari v'meru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam u'lo me'almaya Yibarach v'yishtabach v'yidbahar v'yitroma v'yitnasei v'yidhadar v'yitaleh Halal Shmed Kudisha Leila Min Kol Birchata V'Shirata Tushbechata V'Nechemata Damirat V'Yalma V'Meru.
Our private prayer, the Amidah, pages 47 to 52. Note on page 50 the insert in honor of Sukkot.
Oh, say shalom bimromah. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'beru. Page 53, we rise. Vayechulu hashamayim v'aretz v'chol tzlam vayechol Elohim bayom hashvi'i melachto asher asa vayishbot bayom hashvi'i mikol melachto asher asa vayevarech Elohim et yom hashvi'i vayekadesh oto ki vo shavat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim laso. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Hayel HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanura El Elyon Konei Shamayim v'Haaretz Magei Avot Bidvaro Mechaye Meitim B'Maro Ha'el HaKadosh She'en Kemohu Hameniach Li'amo B'Yom Shabbat Kodsho Kivam Ratza Lehaniach Lahem Kivam Ratza Lehaniach Lahem Lefanav Na'avod B'Yirah V'Fachad V'Nodeh Lishmo B'chol Yom Tamid Mion habrachot El haodahot Adon hashalom Mekadesh hashabbat Umavorech Shvi'i Umeiach b'kedusha Li'amedu shnei honei Zecher L'maaseh v'reishit Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu Retzei v'mnuchateinu Kadeshenu b'mitzvotecha v'ten chelkenu b'toratecha Sabeinu mituvecha v'samechenu b'shuatecha v'atem Liv benenu liavdo decha behemet והנחילנו אדוני אלוהי באהבה וברצון שבת קודשך וינוחה ישראל מקדש שמך ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת יתקדש ויתקדש שמי רבה ויאמר דברי קירותי וימליך מלכותי וחייכון ובנייכון וחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קורא ואמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתבהר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשא לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא ויאמרו תתקבל צלות הון אבות הון דכל ישראל כאדם ובהון דבשמיא ויאמרו יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיא וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו Amen.
Now, normally, as you can see on page 55, the next prayer is Kiddush. But as this is Sukkot, Kiddush is done in the Sukkah, which who are here will be able to share together. It is said, along with a blessing, Leshev Basukkah, the blessing in which we acknowledge the fulfillment of the mitzvah of sitting in the Sukkah. It is the one mitzvah that's done with the whole body. So hearing the shofar, it's done with the ears. You're supposed to listen in the mind. That's the mitzvah, to hear the shofar. But the one mitzvah that is all-encompassing, our whole body is necessary to fulfill it, we'll do outside with Kiddush.
You put your whole self in, you put your whole self out,
Exactly.
put your whole self in there.
Yeah. Then we're going to
shake
it
the
about.
lulav out.
Yeah. Page 56, while we're still standing, Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל המונה אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים עמם ושכינתו זו בגובי מרומים הוא אלוהינו אלוהינו אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו ככתוב בתורתו וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים עמם והארץ אין עוד דרכנו ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ Yeh Adonai Echad. U'Shemo, U'Shemo, U'Shemo Echad.
Sounds so good.
Amen.
I invite you to have a seat, and except for those observing a yurtzeit or who are in mourning, as we observe this Shabbat, the following yurtzeits: Willie Rock, Ed Scher, Hattie Blank Levitt, Marie Waba, Aharon Hassin, Leon Skip Warner, Ejlal Ablashami, Bernard Modilevsky, Leonard Goodman, Sophie Kublin, Pearl Goldman, Mildred Satter, Solomon Esco, Rabbi Amram Ben Zakins, Max Nitzberg, Manya Kershapicki, William Satter, Rose Feldman, Mildred Wolf, and Bernice Pitch Miller. We join together honoring our loved ones. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'almadi v'ra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam omei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudsha barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'el Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'el Yisrael v'kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. Psalm 27 is the last time we recite this, and on a Shabbat. It ends with Hoshana Rabbah in a few days, and so I invite us to read it together. Adonai is my light and my help, whom shall I fear? Adonai is the stronghold of my life, whom shall I dread? When evil people assail me to devour my flesh, my enemies and those who beseech me, it is they who stumble and fall. Should an armed camp be arrayed against me, my heart would show no fear. If they were to go to war against me, of this I would be sure. One thing I ask of Adonai, this is what I seek, to dwell in the house of to behold God's peacefulness and to pray in God's sanctuary. In a time of calamity, you would hide me in your sukkah, enfold me in the secret recesses of your tent, and you raise me up to a stronghold. Now my head is raised high above my enemies round about, and I come with offerings amidst trumpet blasts to God's tent, chanting and singing praise to Adonai. Adonai, hear my voice as I cry out. Be gracious to me and answer me. It is you of whom my heart said, seek my face. It is your presence I seek, Adonai. Do not hide your face from me. Do not act with anger toward me. You have always been my help. Do not forsake me. Do not abandon me, my God, my deliverer. Though my father and my mother abandon me, Adonai will gather me in. Show me your way, Adonai, and lead me on a straight path, despite those arrayed against me. Do not hand me over to those who beseech me, for false witnesses who breathe out hatred have risen against me. If only I could trust that I would see God's goodness in the land of the living. Place your hope in Adonai. Be strong and take courage. Place your hope in Adonai. In a moment, Phyllis Abrams will share some announcements, but before she comes up, I just wanted to say a couple things. One is tonight's Sukkot dinner celebration is in honor of new members. And last night at our board meeting, it was shared that we have 14 new families that joined CBI in the course of this last membership season. And I just pause to express gratitude to each of you, our new members. It's been a quiet time in so many ways. It's wonderful to know that CBI is a home for you, and may you continue like tonight to enjoy your fellow CBI congregants, to enjoy the prayers, and to celebrate belonging. It's also Zman Simchatenu. The holiday of Sukkot is the time of rejoicing. This is the largest turnout we have had for a Friday night in a very, 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 very long time. And I'm rejoicing to hear your voices in chorus joining in the prayers tonight. I know that many of you have come as well to share a Friday night with me as my last Friday night as the rabbi of CBI. As I noted in my welcome, I will continue to be in the community as a rabbi and as the rabbi emeritus, but it has been truly a privilege to be the rabbi, to be your rabbi for these 33 plus years. I am honored by each of you that are here to share and celebrate Shabbat tonight. And with that,
with that.
Oh, Phyllis Abrams with that. That was my pause so that Phyllis Abrams can come and tell us what to look forward to, more specifically, our president.
Yay, Phyllis.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I have to tell you that for 18...
Microphone.
Oh, sorry. Wrong microphone.
Yeah.
This sounds a whole lot different than in my living room over the past 18 months. I don't know
You need better
about any
speakers.
of
You need to buy better speakers for your living room. Yeah, so I'm not kidding. We need you to come here. We need everybody to come here.
That's true. That's true. Welcome. This is wonderful. I couldn't help but see you smiling the entire time, Rabbi. So we have a few more opportunities to, as he keeps saying, dance him out the door in Simchat Torah. But we do have a lot of opportunities after tonight. There's obviously Shabbat services tomorrow at 9:30, and yes, we will have lunch. Again, we are bringing food back. Then on Monday morning we have brunch to celebrate Hoshana Rabbah, and although the calendar says it starts at 9:30, it's moved back to 8:10. 8 or 8:10? 8. And it will be followed by brunch. Tuesday, we will have services for Shmini Atzeret starting at 9:30, followed by a huge extravaganza on Tuesday evening beginning at 10 with mostly kosher, entertaining us and dancing and dancing and drinking and dancing and dancing and dancing as we celebrate Simchas Torah, and then services on Wednesday morning will be at 9:30 to celebrate Simchas Torah. So again, welcome to all of you. As I said, it certainly sounds different than in my house, and yes, I will go get those better speakers. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. And just take a moment to recognize what the rabbi already pointed out, that this was tonight for me, a very special night throughout the pandemic, sharing the bima with the rabbi every Friday night. And this being our swan song, if you will, and just so joyous to have all you here. It's very difficult to explain what it's like to sing to no one but Luis. And as much as Luis appreciates what I do, he doesn't know all the words. He's learning now. But to have you here and to hear your voices is just so amazingly uplifting. It's a heavy burden to sing for no one but a camera. And tonight that burden was lifted. I could just kind of back away from the microphone and just wallow in the sounds of your beautiful voices. So thank you all for coming and sharing that with me and with the rabbi, a special night for both of us. So thank you. I'd like to leave you with a blessing. This is for our web viewers that may be sitting at a Shabbos table. I'd like to sing a Shabbos blessing for them and for all of us here. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharei, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu Mileshalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yai Rai Rai, Yai Rai Rai Rai, Yai Rai 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 Rai, Yai Rai 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 Rai. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi.
Shabbat Shalom, Carl. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all.